Today I am going to talk about Thomas Hardy, who belonged to the Victorian age. The Victorian age coinciding with Queen Victoria's reign over Great Britain and its empire, it's considered for the richest age of English literature, marked by a significant rise in writings across various forms such as prose, fiction, poetry, drama, and the novel. The 19th century is considered to be the golden age of the novel, particularly for British novels. So, our author Thomas Hardy, who was born in the year of 1840 and died in the year of 1928. Thomas Hardy, the English novelist and poet, was a Victorian realist influenced by Romanticism. He is famous for his novels of the 19th century, which focus more on a declining rural society. He was an observant painter of rural scenes in a small corner of England, though he considered himself to be primarily a poet, but today he is better known for his novels. The next slide I have given the birthplace of Thomas Hardy. He was born on June 2nd, 1840 in the lonely and silent hamlet of Higher Bockhampton, Dorset, England. Hardy lived much of his long life in his home country. His experience of country life informed much of his writing, which became well known for its evocation of a vanished rural world. He died at Maxgate on January 11, 1928. This is the Maxgate, the Dorset house designed by the author, and Hardy's parents were of Dorset origin. His father, Thomas, was a self employed master, mason, and building contractor who was also a keen violin player, and he instilled in young Thomas a love of music. His mother, Jemima, was a former maidservant and cook. Her literary taste that leaned towards Latin poets and French romances in English translation. His mother taught little Thomas to read and write before he was 4, instilling in him a growing interest in literature. Hardy had a great affection for his mother throughout her life. At the turn of the 18th century, the family experienced a rapid economic decline. In 1856, Hardy was apprenticed to a local architect named John Hicks. Before his 22nd birthday, he moved to London and became a draftsman in the busy office of Arthur Bloomfield, a leading ecclesiastical architect. However, by the mid 1860s, due to a lack of funds and a declining religious faith, Hardy was forced to abandon his early ambitions of a university education. Next, we see Hardy's work focusing on writing novels. Hardy's novels can be classified into different categories based on various themes and characteristics. Here you have to see that classification of his novels. And the 4 great tragic novels are Thomas Hardy's The Return of the Native, Jude the Obscure, Mayor of the Casterbridge, Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Hardy was also nominated for the Nobel Prize in Literature. First nominated and then again 11 years later. Additionally, he had been appointed a member of the Order of Merit and won prizes from the Royal Institute of British Architects. These accolades reflect the lasting impact and literary merit of the works. The next one, I have given the opening line of Thomas Gray's Elegy written in a country churchyard, which are referenced in Thomas Hardy's Far from the Madding Crowd. It is interesting to note that Hardy's first novel was The Poor Man and the Lady. Last novel was Jude the Obscure. Next, we have to see the most common theme of Thomas Hardy was humanity's struggle against fate. So he has also written main themes in his novels are nature, society, philosophy of life, fate, women, God, life and death, love and marriage. So here I have given some of the themes in his novels. So in Mayor of Casterbridge, he used the foremost theme of regret. In Tess of the D'Urbervilles, he used the misfortune as a central theme of this novel. And he also used knowledge versus ignorance, fate and free will, male predominance, sexual harassment, the lure of money, nature, society, and philosophy of life. For in Far from the Madding Crowd, the theme of unrequited love exists in the most of romantic relationship in the Far from the Madding Crowd. Next, Jude the Obscure. In this novel, he used love as a theme which could be identified in the novel. In Return of the Native, he used the theme of destiny and fate. Thomas Hardy's poetry holds a significant place in English literature. His nearly 1,000 poems from the 1860s onward reveal a deep introspective exploration of life and its complexities. In 1898, Hardy published his first volume of poetry, Wessex Poems and Other Verses. Here are the list of poems of Thomas Hardy. The next part is short stories. Wessex Tales in 1888, Group of Noble Dames in 1891, Life's Little Ironies in 1894, a collection of short stories. The next one we have to see the drama of Thomas Hardy. The Dynasty and Epic Drama of the War with Napoleon. It's a verse drama. It has 3 parts. The famous Tragedy of the Queen of Cornwall at Tintagel in Lyonesse in 1923 is a one-act play. And Thomas Hardy's Wessex novels. So most of his novels talked about the 19th century rural life, which was rich in description and dialect. This approach enabled him to delve deeply into the customs, traditions, and landscapes of the region. So, offering readers a glimpse into a world that was both familiar and distant. Hardy's Wessex novels stand as a testament to his skill in capturing the essence of a place and time, which creating a lasting legacy in English literature. He introduced Wessex for the first time and made Hardy famous by its agricultural settings and its distinctive blend of humorous, melodramatic, pastoral, and tragic elements. He called a merely realistic dream. Thomas Hardy's Dorset. The next one I have given the art of characterization. In the characterization, you must know characters in Thomas Hardy's Wessex novels belong to the poor class of society. Hardy deliberately chooses characters from the lower class because he believed that the conduct of the upper class is screened by conventions and thus the real character is not seen. These characters are universal and deal with the universal passions of man. They represent common human beings with common human weaknesses and virtues, and the stories sometimes revolved around love. The next one I have given about the rustic characters in the novel of Thomas Hardy. Rustic characters play a vital role in Thomas Hardy's novels, coming from every walk of Wessex life. These characters include shepherds, farm laborers, grass cultures, woodcutters, dairy maids. Thank you.